Good evening. So, this is an open plea to Marvel Comics. Rumor has it that there's going to be a new Hulk film in 2015. I'd really like to write it, or at least have some sort of story input. Now, I realize I'm just a kid. Well, I'm going to be 30 this year. That doesn't really qualify as a child per se, but when it comes to being in the business of writing, I am a little bit of a baby. I have two novels to my name, both of which self-published, one of which is doing better than the other, but I am really new to the whole self-marketing thing, so maybe I have global potential for fame, but we don't know that yet. Still, I've been getting some good reviews, and you can check it out if you want. Not that you're actually going to watch this, but hopefully the internet might feel some sort of agreement with me. Now, I am a huge Hulk fan, and while not everybody really liked the 2003 movie, I really did for the complex psychological layering in the story. Granted, you did kind of need a degree in psychobiology to really understand the ending of the film, but that notwithstanding, there was a lot of care and there was a lot of tactile reality to the way the Hulk was presented in that film. And I would want to see that done again. The 2008 Hulk film, I also really enjoyed, partly because I love Edward Norton and I think he's a fantastic actor, but also because it finally brought the action that the franchise needed to the series. Hulk versus the Abomination was an incredible fight. Don't get me wrong, well choreographed, and the special effects were fantastic, but there was just a there-ness that was lacking from this Hulk. This Hulk felt cartoonish and out of place, and very much like a special effect. In the 2003 Ang Lee film, there's a lot of sensations to convince the audience that the Hulk is really there. Just the sound of his father's hand brushing his skin, the interaction with the environment, the way that his skin moves and body felt, everything about that Hulk felt there, which was what I noticed and appreciated about the 2012 Avengers movie. Joss Whedon did an incredible job bringing this Hulk to life, as did Mark Ruffalo. I, being a fan of Ed Norton, wasn't really sure about how Ruffalo would do, but he did an amazing interpretation, and that is the interpretation that we should see brought to the big screen once again, hopefully in 2015. Now, the reason I would like to write this film, not that I will, but hey, again, it's the internet. Who knows what could happen? I want to see the Hulk done the way that Whedon did it, which is his days have been of being on the run and hiding from people and being considered as a threat in his human form have been brought to an end. We saw Banner and we saw Tony Stark driving off at the end of the Avengers, science bros, Stark earlier speaking about 10 floors of research and development for Bruce Banner to play with. So, who's to say that Bruce Banner hasn't gone along with this? I think that would be a great opening to the film. Bruce Banner is at Stark Technologies, and he's working in R&D. He's looking for a way not to cure himself. He's not looking to cure himself anymore. He has been on the run for too long. He has been trying to cure himself for too long. That is the motivation, and that is the pastiche for the character, but we're bringing him into a new franchise, a new era of how Bruce Banner deals with this. He helped save the world with the Avengers. The Hulk is a hero now, despite what has come in his past, and despite what people have seen of him. Of course, the news stories of the Hulk's escapades in the 2008 film when, as he mentioned in the Avengers, he broke Harlem. Yeah, that still kind of dogs him, but we see celebrities like Tiger Woods and Well, that was just the first one that came to my mind. I'm not going to try it and start doing a laundry list of celebrities that have made mistakes in their past. But quite a few of them have come back and they still continue to do their jobs to this day, and we still look at them and we go, okay, you're doing your thing. That is where the Hulk should be at when we come into this new movie. He has moved beyond the whole curse of the monster thing. Yes, it is something he has to constantly deal with, and he stays angry so that he can control it. But he has come under control of it. So when he does transform into the Hulk, he controls himself in the monster state. Now, that does not to say that there would be transformations where he has no control of himself. Because if you notice, there's a very big difference between his first transformation in the Avengers, which is not by his decision, and the second transformation, which is. That first transformation, he's wild, he's blind with rage and anger and monstrous aim, and he's lashing out at everything around him. The second transformation sees him transforming on his own, by his own command, and this Hulk is conscious of who is the friend and who is the enemy and what needs to be done. And that is how we need to play this new Hulk. If he transforms, which of course he has to, when he makes that transformation, when it's of his own volition, he is more conscious. Banner and Hulk are more merged. But when it is something that is triggered, more traumatic, that's when the Hulk persona has far more of a direction on what is going on, and that rage monster is just spewing and biling and just running forth, and that's where we cause havoc. A new Hulk film should also see not just a direction away from where the Hulk has been, but also a new direction for some of the characters that dog his path. We don't need to see Betty Ross. Well, maybe we do. I don't know. If we do see Betty Ross, we can't have Liv Tyler in the role. Jennifer Connelly in the 2003 film was beautiful, intelligent, and perfect in her role. She was very confident. Liv Tyler in the 2008 film was very breathy and emotional and stared off into a vacuous space and didn't really do anything aside from occupy the cast list, really. Never been a fan of her as an actress. So if we do bring back Betty Ross, she needs to be played by someone else. If Ed Norton is gone, let's wipe the slate clean and let's have a new actress play Betty Ross. But the person, or rather I should say two people, that we should bring back is one, Samuel Stearns, the doctor who we saw in the 2008 film, who helped to try and quell the Hulk's transformation and help Banner cure himself of the Hulk. At the very last moment we saw him, there was Banner blood just coated with gamma radiation dripping into a cut on his forehead, and his skull began to expand. We have a fantastic villain in the Leader. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar, in the comic book, Samuel Stern, the Leader, he came into contact with gamma radiation, only instead of turning into this giant, massive brute like so many have when they're exposed to gamma radiation, his intelligence level went through the roof, and he would make a fantastic Hulk villain. Now, in tandem with that, we would like to see General Thunderbolt Ross make a return. And the reason I would want Ross to return, and the reason it makes sense for Ross to return, is because no one would have more of a problem with the Hulk suddenly being a hero than General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. He has been after Banner for years, and now that Banner, or the Hulk, I should say, is being touted as a hero, one of the Avengers who helped to save the world, no one is going to be more pissed off and more enraged at the volatileness of the Hulk than Thaddeus Ross. He would be at his wit's end, and he would be willing to do anything, absolutely anything, to see the Hulk brought down. So, you gotta frame the Hulk. You gotta find a way to make the Hulk look bad again, despite Banner being on S.H.I.E.L.D's good list and being science bros with Tony Stark. So, this is where the Leader comes into play. He has a way. Stearns was the one who was able to synthesize and find ways to process um, Banner's blood and be able to use it in that experiment, and he was the one who was responsible for making the final transformation for the Abomination. So Ross is desperately searching for a way to get Banner into his custody, but Shield is like, "Guys, he's good on our side." And Nick Fury's like, "Look, Banner's got it. He's under control. Everything with the Hulk is fine, and he is not on our red list." That drives Ross crazy. So Ross is contacted by the leader mysteriously. He says, "You want to get rid of the Hulk? This is how we're going to do it. We need to put the Hulk onto Shield's red list again, and so we need to make it look like the Hulk is doing these things. And that way, no matter what Banner says, it will be the end of the Hulk." So of course, Ross agrees to undergo transformation because he is so desperate and so dedicated to get the Hulk back into the spotlight as the villain where he feels the Hulk should be. He is willing to undergo transformation into a Hulk-like creature himself to pin blame on the Hulk. Unfortunately, what this means is now we have a new Hulk creature. We don't want to saturate the Hulk films with a Hulk creature every single time. We had the first 2003 Hulk film, which is not a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Um, the 2003 Hulk film, we had the Hulk. We also had Hulk dogs, which I thought was a good fight sequence, but many people said no, that was really cheesy and awful. The second Hulk film, 2008, we saw the Abomination, and we saw the potential for a really excellent Hulk fight. So now this time, introducing a new Hulk character, we've kind of been there, done that. We need to add a little bit of a twist. There is more of a direction other than just two giant beings smashing the living hell out of each other than just presenting these wrecking balls of destruction. Thaddeus Ross would be the Red Hulk, just as he is in the comics, which was, and again, his response to the Hulk in the comic books. And in the comic books, very fittingly, the way he turned into the Red Hulk was a part of a derivation of the super soldier serum which created Captain America. So, it would fit very well into the Marvel Cinematic Universe to have General Ross turn into the Red Hulk using a variation of gamma radiation, Banner blood, and also super soldier serum, aided by Samuel Stearns. We can call him the leader in this film, but we can also leave that title out. That's what's great about this universe, is we don't need the cheesy titles like that. It doesn't have to be the leader, but Dr. Stearns himself, hiding away ever since that film, just kind of like building things, and he's a little pissed off at the Hulk too. He feels like the Hulk is a monster, despite the fact that the transformation of Banner into the Hulk was so beautiful and just blooming in his sight. He sees the Hulk as a bit of a beast, a bit of a monster, because he doesn't have the intelligence that the leader would like to see. So that's why the leader and General Ross team up to create the Red Hulk, a Hulk being that retains its intelligence and, as a general, has the tactile ability to fight in combat, not unlike the Abomination. But where Emil Blonsky, the Abomination, was power hungry, and eventually that was his undoing, General Ross would be very much more strategic and tactical in his fighting style and his ultimate goals. I think that combined with those two, that would make an excellent Hulk film and a great exploration into the character's psyche, because now we have a Banner that is not afraid of people, of being around people, but then he does have to deal with these episodes where if he is triggered into the Hulk without his own direction, that he could still potentially pose a threat. And then we have a film with the drive of like, who is the Red Hulk? How is this happening? And why is this happening? And if this guy over here, if Banner is the Hulk and he's not doing this, then how do we clear this mess up? I think it would be a great step. I think it would be perfect for the franchise, and it would give us a lot to deal with as far as the Hulk is concerned, and definitely provide more character moments and psychological backstory for the Hulk. Because that's the thing about the Hulk; it is very psychological, and that it was one of the things I appreciated about the Ang Lee film, despite it being a little heavy-handed and a little light on the smashing. I want to see a merging of the Ang Lee film and the Edward Norton film, and you put those two together, the action and the brains, and you would have a fantastic movie. Anyways, that is my open plea to Marvel Comics. That is my general thought. And hey, maybe I don't get uh, hired to do this, although the liquid courage never hurts. But maybe someone somewhere picks up on these threads and weaves them together and puts it into the next Hulk film. Because the truth of the matter is he has a fan base, and after seeing the Avengers, once enough thought is put into the Hulk, not as just this like dreary, tragic character, but as this massive, bounding, and sometimes fun character, you could put so much into it and make it larger than life, and it will work, and he will work. So that's what I got. I hope that this hasn't just come across as a wild, long-winded fanboy rant, even though it is, but hey, one can hope. Anyways, take it easy.